All right, welcome to our challenge lab for AC500 from Scalable. The title of this lab is Can you configure multi-scope network security? And we're going to be working with or a virtual network, some subnets, network security group, and virtual machines to how this actually works. And we're actually going to start off by creating a virtual network here. So let's just go to VNet. I tend to use those abbreviations. It's faster for me. And then we're going to create one. I'm going to put it in our existing resource group here. In this lab environment, we're going to call it the web VNet, as so often. Then for IP addresses, we're going to use the 1010 IP range for it has 16. And then we're going to have a web subnet. It's going to be of size 26. So like 2 up. Yeah, 26. Cool. So let's create that. Okay, so that's created. Let's go to the resource. Here we are. Then we're asked to add another subnet. Could have done that while creating it, but okay, let's do it now. Name should be admin. And this should be 10.10.1 and the 26. Again, opa. Not 25, 26. There we go. All right. So next we're asked to do a network security group. Same resource group. The name of this one is supposed to be web NSG. Let's just create it. And that's done. And then next we want to associate that security group with the web subnet that we have created earlier. So in our web VNet, the web subnet. All right, so now that we have created that network infrastructure, next we want to create some virtual machines. So let's first create the first one. We're going to put it in our existing resource group, and we're going to call it VM1. And we would like to have a Windows Server 2022 data center Azure edition. That's this one, Gen 2. And then for the size, we want to have a B2S. So we need to see all sizes. It's limited here in the lab environment. Then for the username, we're going to use Azure admin. I'm going to put a fancy password in there. We don't want to have any public inbound ports here. And then if we go to networking, I'm going to put it into the web VNet and into the web subnet. I'm just going to get a public IP. We don't need a NIC security group. And then just kind of remember to set off the boot diagnostic. So let's create that. And that's created. So we're asked to record the public IP address here. So I'm just going to do that. And then we need to create another VM. I'm going to put it in the same resource group. Imaginatively, we're going to call it VM2. It's also going to be a Windows Server 2022 Azure Edition Gen 2. It's also going to be a B2S. And again, we're going to use Azure Admin as the username and the same password. And now for this particular server, we're going to allow RDP here when we're creating it. When we go into networking, we're going to put this into the admin subnet as shown here. And we can see that the network security group automatically gets created here because we allowed RDP incoming. And then again, we're going to disable boot. Again, let's copy down the public IP address of this machine. Another thing that we need here is a network security group that was created for us. Here you can see the network security group name. So it's VM2-NSG. All right, so let's go to our web network security group. There we go. And currently this has the default security rules. And we want this to enable web connectivity. So let's add a rule from anywhere to anywhere, right? And for the destination ports, we select both 80 and 443, so HTTP and HTTPS. This needs to be TCP, and we're going to call that allow all web, right? Let's add this one. So that is in place. And remember that this is associated with the web subnet. So let's see how this works. So if you go back to our virtual machines, we first take our virtual machine 1. Remember, this one is in the web subnet. And now if we try to connect to it via RDP, like this, what you guess will happen? Right, it will not connect. Right? Why? Well, because the network security group associated with the subnet web only allows in traffic on ports 80 and 443. And RDP uses port 3389. So that's definitely different. So as supposed, it doesn't work, right? Okay, cool. What about the other virtual machine, right? So remember, for this virtual machine, we specifically, when we created it, said that we want to connect via RDP. And what that did is it actually created a network security group that has that allow in it. So let's try this out. And you can see it works immediately. So while that is loading, let's go and take a look at how this actually works, right? So we actually have two network security groups here. One we created explicitly, the web NSG, right? And remember that had the allow all web rule. But basically everything else from the internet is actually denied based on the standard rules. And then we created another network security group implicitly when we created VM2 that has this incoming RDP rule that allows us to connect to, well, in this case, just the one instance because that's what it's associated with, right? So that's why the RDP thing works. However, if we go back to the original web NSG, note that for RDP, there is this rule 65,000 that allows any port with any protocol in if it comes from a virtual network. So basically from a private IP address. So what that means is that once we are here in our VM2, I'm just going to close all of that stuff here. Now we're actually supposed to be able to connect to VM1. We can try that out, right? So let's connect to VM1. Oops. That was wrong. MSTSC, right? Terminal Services Client. And voila, right? We can actually connect. So let's try it out to the end. Azure admin. So it was this one. Happy with that. And you can see that it works, right? So we actually can connect to VM1, but not from the internet, rather only from another server within Azure, within our VNet, which in this case could be VM2. All right, I guess it's ready. So let's get rid of these extra UIs. And because this is the web server, let's actually install IIS here. And the way this works was install Windows feature. Hyphen. Name is web-server, and then we want to include management tools. Right, that's done. So now, if we use our browser to go to the public IP address of VM1, we should be able to see. Sorry, I always make this mistake. I click on it. So we should be able to see the IIS main page. And we do, right? So this means that the network security group allows us to connect to VM1 from the internet using port 80 and 443. Thanks again for listening to me for this particular lab. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again in the next one. Till then.